A new event is in-game called Canyon Clash. Finally, we have a way to 1v1 your alliance versus some other alliance. So in this video, I'm going to break down this event. It's only in a small number of kingdoms at the time of this recording, and it may be coming to your kingdom very soon. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Rise of Kingdoms. And I need to give a big shout out up front to Tom, who sent me a bunch of information about this event, and then 2142, who sent me all the screenshots we're going to be looking at in this video. What is Canyon Clash? This new event? Well, let me explain. Canyon Clash is basically your alliance versus another alliance. You slug it out in a series of canyon battles where you've got a defense and you go on offense, and you get banners from the enemy based on your performance. That's the big picture summary of this thing. And I'll show you a bunch of the mechanics and the rules, and we'll walk through all of that. But I want to say at the start of the video, I think this is an outstanding addition to the game. Now, you may be thinking, why would you say this is an outstanding addition to the game? You're kind of an outspoken Canyon, not hater, but like outspoken against the joys of Canyon. In fact, I've said in the past, there are games I've quit because of game modes like Canyon. And like, what this does is it recontextualizes what you do in Sunset Canyon. And let me explain. Now that there is a bigger goal of beating other alliances. And by the way, you get gems as a reward for this, and I'll show you the gem amount. It ain't bad, okay? Because you get gems from this, there's actually, like, you have an incentive as a community to go and win together. I love anything that promotes community. The Sunset Canyon we have today is, strictly speaking, anti-community. I mean, you literally fight your community. You literally fight your own kingdom at an individual level. It is like fully the opposite of a community building thing. In fact, all you need to do is point to the arguments that happen over Canyon, where people get mad at each other for attacking each other a bunch, or, you know, there's a ton of drama that's really stupid over Canyon. But this is so good because it addresses all of that. It makes Sunset Canyon the testing ground for getting good as a team to go win Canyon Clash. So how do you win Canyon Clash, and how the heck does this work? You're going to attack and defend, and you get a series of banners here. Banner capture, you get a banner if you reduce the enemy to less than 50% of units remaining, if you defeat all enemies, and if you finish the battle without losing more than 2 of your troops. So surviving is actually a thing. But there's more. There's a story behind why it is that we're doing this. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not into the story, I'm into the gameplay. So how do we play? This event is divided into registration, matchmaking, battle, and rewards phases. During the matchmaking phase, alliances will be matched based on the total strength of all their combatants' defensive lineups. During the battle phase, if you've been selected as one of your alliance's combatants, you'll need to attack the enemy encampments and capture their banners to earn points for your alliance. At the end of the battle phase, the alliance with the most points will win, and rewards for the Canyon Clash will be sent out to all participants. So, there are registration rules. You need to have at least 30 members, but you can select all of the members of your alliance, so that's good. At the end of the registration phase, the system will automatically remove all combatants who have not set a defensive lineup. So you have to set your defensive lineup, and then they generate the final list of combatants for the fight. So please make sure everyone sets their lineup. Oh my God. You do need to be City Hall 21 or higher to be selected as a combatant, and you can only serve as the combatant in one alliance in each clash. So you can also only serve as a combatant for an alliance in your current kingdom. That, I would have assumed it had to be in your current kingdom, but I guess it's good they spell that out. Now, defensive rules. If you've been selected as a combatant, you can edit your defensive lineup at any time during the registration phase. But after that point, you cannot edit your defense. You can assign up to 5 troops to your defensive lineup. In this event, you'll use units provided by the system instead of your own units. The tier of each unit will be the highest tier you've researched in the academy for that unit type. So I think you're still using like your commanders and your equipment and your everything, right? But the troops are like generic troops, just like is the case in Canyon, but it's the highest tier of troop you've researched in the academy. So if you have some tier 5s, then it's going to be tier 5s. If all you have is tier 3s, it's going to be tier 3s. This is different than Sunset Canyon, where it's all T3s. There are 8 squares you can place your troops in. Both you and the enemy troops will first attack the front row. I think the rules of engagement for how troops attack is like the same as Canyon. If it's not identical, then like this is silly. I think it's just identical here. During the battle phase, Lost Kingdom related buffs and buffs from items do not take effect, but all other buffs do take effect. There are a few additional rules for defenders. City theme buffs and civilization bonuses will be based on your city theme or civilization at the time that you saved your defensive lineup. So this actually matters, and I'm going to get rewarded for my 15% infantry health with a triple infantry lineup. Let's freaking go. Now's the important part, though. Let's talk about attacking. During the battle phase, each combatant has 3 chances to attack enemy encampments. The first time you launch an attack, you will need to set your offensive lineup. The rules for setting an offensive lineup and the buffs they'll benefit from are the same as your defensive lineups. Now, every combatant will begin with 12 banners. 4 yellow, 4 purple, 4 blue. Those are glory banners, wisdom banners, and valor banners, respectively. Capturing an enemy banner will earn points for your alliance. Capturing banners will not increase your number of remaining banners. So you don't actually like take their banner and add it to your remaining banners. You just get points based on the banner you take. The yellow ones are worth 20, the purple are worth 10, and the blue ones are worth 5. Okay? The alliance with the most points at the end of the battle is the victor. So yeah, get the most points. When attacking an enemy, you will be given 3 requirements for capturing the enemy's banners. We actually reviewed those earlier, but we'll catch those again here. Those requirements for capturing banners are reducing the enemy to less than 50% of units remaining. You get a banner. If you defeat all the enemies, you get another banner. If you finish the battle without losing 2 or more of your troops, that is your 3rd banner. So there you go. When capturing enemy banners, they say to prioritize the most valuable banners. So I don't know the order in which you pull down banners, if it's the highest point ones first or it's the lowest point ones first. I can see an argument for running this either way. Like if they put the higher point banners first, that would incentivize you to attack lots of different people rather than to find the weakest people. If they put the highest point banners last, then you're incentivized to hit the same weak people over and over until you expose their most valuable banners, right? So let's keep going here. What do we got? Rewards. If you win, you get a chest with gems, teleport, formation choice chest, and, you know, some miscellaneous stuff here. But how much do you win? In this particular combat, again, this is a picture from 2142. Big shout out to them for sending the picture. Basically, you get between 600 to 1,000 gems, and they've shown the total gem amount because that is what's at stake. For the Alliance, that is the total amount of gems at stake, and then each combatant who opens the chest randomly receives between 600 to 1,000 gems. But still, like, gems is always a good reward, okay? And people have different philosophies on this. I think it's really helpful to look at things at an alliance scale. Sometimes people say things like, oh, we don't have to worry about that event, you know, like the quiz event. But like, bro, like the rewards, when you scale them up to every single, like all the people together for your alliance, it actually is like a lot of cumulative value. And if you think about your kingdom as like an entity that should be accumulating as much value as possible over time, whatever, I'm ranting. In the loser's chest, 200 to 500 gems per player in this particular instance, all right? So this is what it looks like when you're actually on that attack screen. 4 of each banner associated with each player. The battle hasn't started yet. There's, like you see, yellow, purple, and blue banners. And if we flip to the next screen here, you can see that when you go to attack someone, there is a reward amount that's being shown. And I think that's based off of their strength and your strength. They kind of mentioned that earlier. Some players have a higher reward than others, which I think is a good thing. Like, you know, incentivizes bigger takedowns potentially. Okay, Chisgule from the future. I'm going to edit this in. There's actually 2 currencies that you're earning, I guess, or two things that are happening when you do a fight. One is that you take banners, which gives points, but then also there's this currency you're getting, which probably a moment ago I had a screenshot with like 100 of this currency on the screen when you do a fight. This currency is basically a shop that you can go and get a few transmutation stones. So one of those transmutation stones looks like it's discounted. 2 of them are not. But I think this is pretty cool also to just like, I mean, hey, look, another 500 gems. I'm not opposed to getting some more gems as well. So just another thing I wanted to add in as I find and am shared sort of more pictures here. I may edit a few more things into the video, but it does look like there is a little shop. I mean, it ain't much, okay? It ain't much, but, you know, over the course of a year, if I get 500 gems every time this happens, and there's 1 per month, let's say, you know, you get 6,000 gems. I mean, all right, I'll take gems wherever I can get them. But let's review some of these details here. Banners. After being selected as a combatant, you set your defensive lineup before the battle phase begins. That's what you use to defend your encampment from those trying to take your banners. You're going to have 12 banners to defend, okay? And capturing enemy glory banners earns you the most points, while valor banners are worth the least. You can select a combatant's encampment to see how many banners they have left. For capturing banners, all right? During the banner phase, you can attack an enemy encampment to capture their banners. 1 banner for every requirement you meet. For the requirements for capturing banners, oh, they're going to differ for each clash. Oh, that's interesting. So this clash, this is what the requirements are. But like, I don't know, they could have requirements like you have to defeat an enemy with an archer march or defeat an enemy with a cavalry marcher. I don't know, whatever. Some of those could be really cool, and some, if designed poorly, would be not so cool. Defender rank. All your alliance's combatants will be ranked by the power of their defensive lineup. Now, for those of you that don't know, typically the power of your lineup is determined by things like commander power, by equipment, by armaments, I believe. Recommended targets. Because you have limited chances to attack, the system will provide you with a recommended target to attack based on your defender rank. You also earn clash coins every time you attack, and if you attack an enemy with a higher defender ranking than the recommended target, you earn more clash coins. Conversely, attacking a lower ranked target earns you fewer clash coins. So if they think you're hitting someone too easy, you earn less. And if they think you're hitting someone harder than they would have expected, you earn more. Cool. I do always wonder with systems like this if it makes sense to sandbag your defensive lineup potentially, but we'll keep going here. I don't think it would. I don't think that would make sense to do, actually. Victory conditions. Every time one of your alliance's combatants captures a banner, your alliance will earn a number of alliance points depending on the banner you take. Oh, when capturing enemy banners, you will prioritize the most valuable banners. There it is. It's the highest point banners first. So the game is encouraging you to win and take banners from everybody. So this is interesting because it's not just about like who can you beat, but also like who could I also take the most points off of, right? Like where do I attack to get the most points? And it's some combination of punching up plus banner availability. At the end of the battle phase, the winner will be the alliance with the most points. That covers all the information I have about this new event, but I honestly think this is super hype. I actually think this is a really, really good addition to the game. And of course, playing it, we'll see how I feel. I'm eager to try it. But purely for the community reasons I mentioned earlier, I think this could be a massive win. It's going to encourage people to look at each other's talents and improve them. It is going to encourage people to look at each other's equipment and improve it. It is going to encourage people to look at each other's armaments and step them up where you can. It is going to encourage people to look at their hero combinations, commander combinations, and step that up where you can. I think it takes Canyon, which is like you are literally against your community, and flips it around into a practice training ground for a real team fight where I feel like, call me crazy, but like people are going to be interested to learn who wins. Like if 93 is fighting against 960 in this game mode, people are going to want to know who was the winner. And I think that starts to move really in a cool direction, all right? If you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, consider subscribing. If you're looking to improve your Canyon lineup, now is a better time than ever. Check the card in the end screen for my latest Canyon guide. Maybe I need to make a new one, but like my Canyon guides are pretty damn good and I live near the top of that list. So check it out. And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.